Okay, hello everyone. I'm going to do some miscellaneous cranking in the background while talking about the new the first triple Z rank, Goku Enma. So first off, Goku Enma is, as you can see, you can get him by fusing the new ZZ rank actually that you get from the rank. This guy, Festival Enma, and the Impossible stage, which is Festival Rene. His ultimate is Extreme Popper, so he'll pop the whole board for a couple seconds and then deal a bunch of damage. He also stops time. It stops time, so enemy cooldown, attack cooldown won't go down while he is using this ultimate. And then his skill, it's actually technically it's like a two-part skill. I don't know why they say it's a new skill, because it really isn't. But the first part is his ultimate starts partially filled at the beginning of the battle. That's pretty good. The second part is he can drop his own bonus spell sometimes, which, when you pop it, will turn all surrounding yokai into himself. And that's also pretty good. But all in all, it's a pretty mediocre skill and does not really compare to, on here you see, Rampage Enma, his skill, which is 10-second stun at the start of battle. So basically, you get a free hit off on the opponent, and that's really good, especially for Whimsy Gates and Impossible stages, when you're really trying to not die and conserve as much HP as you can, so that the counterattack is, because that's the main thing that's going to be dealing damage to you, right? And also so you can get into fever time, and then unleash a wave of ultimates. The thing is, Goku Enma isn't really the best yokai. First thing is, he's an Enma tribe, so he's not going to see much action. You can't really use him much in score attack and Impossible stages and Whimsy Gates, simply because he's Enma. Only a couple events every year use the Enma tribe. And he'll be useful like if you get him maxed out level 80, because I think you can go to 80 now. And also you get 5 on this event, so you get 5 extra copies. If you max him out, you can get +5 on him, which is also pretty good. But his soul, okay, we got Fudo Myo-O Festival version. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, for his ultimate, he's an Extreme Popper. There is another Enma Extreme Popper, which can compare actually to him because of his skill. And that would be Naruka Soruka, the Rampage version. Rampage Naruka Soruka has the same ultimate, which is Extreme Popper, but his skill is that he deals more damage. I don't know if he deals more damage to other Enmas because I don't have him, but he deals more damage, and they're both Enmas. And they both get the watch bonus from the Enma watch from that one event that they didn't release again. And, well, both of them are Extreme Poppers. One is ZZ, one is ZZZ. So one will have the stat advantage, but both of them have another glaring weakness, and that is that they are an Extreme Popper. When you're doing Impossible stages, the counterattack will happen before the damage is dealt. If you're using Extreme Poppers, Poppers and Inflators, Tracers, which don't exist anymore basically, then that's not good, because if you're trying to do like you revive and then you do a damage, in most Impossible stages, you'll have to get up down to the revive to get one last ultimate in. If you're trying to do that, you can't use him as that last hit. And also sometimes they might have a ultimate draining effect, which would not be very good if you use an Extreme Popper. You might as well just use like a straight up Popper, or one of those ultimate fillers. So ultimate fillers like was it Extreme Chao Kyra, this guy right here? He has a really good skill and also a really good ultimate to pair off with that. His ultimate is he's like I said, he's a ultimate filler, and he also pops the whole board. Unlike other ultimate fillers like Sephiroth, right? The damage he deals from his ultimate happens before the counterattack. So you can use him as like a last ditch ultimate on an opponent. Whereas you can't do that with Sephiroth and stuff. Also, his skill is he starts with his ultimate soul meter partially filled, like Goku Enma. But it's more useful for ultimates such as his ultimate filler, because then you can at the start of a battle you can easily fill up all of everyone else's ultimates, and then get into fever and then use all of their ultimates. Especially since if you have him, if you have him and you also have Rampage Enma, you might as well use both of them together. You get this 10-second stun, and then you immediately use his ultimate to bring up Rampage Enma plus whatever else you have on your team, get into fever, and then unleash them all. That's what you should do in impossible stages, right? And also in Whimsy Gates, if you can use Enma, that is. Another thing is being that even if Score Attack lets you use Enma, being that he is Enma, Goku Enma is Enma tribe, right? Even if Score Attack lets you use Enma, you may as well use the other tribes that are in Score Attack. You know, Tough Tribe is overpowered. We got Mazera Bolt, and we got Dober, and we also have Emperor Toma, and then we have Susanoo, if you got him from the Nyanbo. And then we have Gargoros Awoken, also a really good Tough Tribe Yokai. We have Gakoga Y, which is a ZZ rank Tough Tribe Yokai, that's also really good. And not to mention, pretty much all of those I just mentioned get the bonus from the Y Gakuen watch. Pretty much all of them get the bonus from the Y Gakuen watch, so they get increased HP and they also get increased damage. Alright, so we're on another alt account to do all the free summons we got. And now I'm going to talk about his skill, and also I'm going to compare him to other Enmas that actually are comparable. He's a ZZZ, so he's the highest ranking Enma, and he probably has, I think he would have the highest stats. Let me just, yeah, he does have the highest stats. But another Enma that is, I guess, this Enma, this is Rampage Rene. Rampage Rene and has the ultimate that is he extends fever time, and that makes him really good for Whimsy Gates. You can extend the fever time, meaning you get better, more fever, more damage output. And then, not to mention that he also has a skill which is to revive, and which also fills up his ultimate. So he can be used as a last ditch ultimate because his skill will fill his ultimate. So if you already had him partially filled before you die, it'll get him to the G, and then you can use the G ultimate to do like 50k if you have the max ultimate plus a team of Enmas, right? And also, he deals damage before the counterattack, unlike Goku Enma being an extreme popper. Now, these are the four. Actually, all of these are Rampage Enmas. So there is another Enma. This is Chairman Enma. He has bonus from the Academy watches. He has bonus from the Enma watch, and actually with the Academy watch, the You Are Guy watch, he'll have more attack than Goku Enma. He's a popper that does more damage the more you use his ultimate, which also deals damage before the counterattack. Just to mention that he is probably better for last ditches than Goku Enma. Extreme poppers are cool. Don't get me wrong, I love extreme poppers, they're just not as good as all of these other poppers that deal the same amount of damage, aren't as cool, but they get the job done and can be used better with the revival tactics in Whimsy Gates. Also, his skill is that he drops himself at he has a small chance to drop himself at an inflated size. At at skill level 1 to 4, you can only show up at size 1 to 2, and there's a small chance he can show up at 3, I think, at 4. And then at 5, he can actually no, I think that's only 5. On 5, he has a small chance to show up as size 3 instead. So you can easily just pop a lot, and then his ultimate will come up, and then you can pop his ultimate, get off the damage. If you don't have a reviver if you don't have this Enma, right? If you don't have both Rampage Rine, you can use him instead in Whimsy Gates. You can't do that with Goku. His ultimate is filled up, but it's only at the beginning of the round. And whereas Boso Kaira, Rampage Kaira, right, can use his ultimate to fill up everyone else's ultimate, he can't do that. Unless, he can't do that. He's an extreme popper. He'll fill up everyone's ultimate a little bit, but not as well as Rampage Kaira can do. Because you simply have to link a couple, and then use his ultimate, and most likely, you'll get a fresh new board. You link a couple more, you might be able to get into Fever, you might not, but if you don't get into Fever, if you're doing a Whimsy Gate instead, you'll have Rampage Rine up, and then you'll get the counter deck, and then you can use him again. There's that. Also, for slingshots, pretty much the only reason you use him on impossible stages and Whimsy Gates, and also I guess slingshots, is for his stats. Because his stats, they're very high. And if they're very high, they're very good. Because he's triple Z. He's gonna have better stats than most. Keep in mind, you will need, I think, if he goes up to 80, then you will need 6,000 Y points to get him there. Which might be a bit too expensive for most people. Especially because he's enough to use him once every 3 months for impossible stages. Unless you use him for stage clearing, You can use him for stage clearing. That's something he does really good. He's very good at stage clearing because of his ultimate. He can get stars such as the pop a lot, and the extreme poppers, they pop a lot, they give combos, and his skill gets his ultimate help. Those are some things you can do with him. Let's see. For score attack, okay, so for score attack, pretty much poppers and inflators are the way to go. There is, let me see. Let's say there's a scenario where they force the tribe restrictions are Wandroid, Kaima, right? And Enma. So you have to use either Android Yamada, one of the Wickeds, or the Enmas. Let's say that's the hypothetical scenario. So your obvious choice is to use Enma because it has the best out of those 3 very sad tribes. If you have this guy, the white dragon version, the Z rank. This is the Z rank one of Kaira. He's a popper and inflator, so he pops first and inflates second. And he's not you don't tap on the board. Instead, he pops the entire board, and he only inflates 4 of them. You can use him because he's popper and inflator. He's better. And you can also use the new festive Enma that you have to sacrifice to get. The new festive Enma, like that here. You have to sacrifice him to get Goku Enma. Very sad. If he was any other ultimate, I would be I would not hesitate. But he is a popper and inflator for Enma, and not only that, he's a ZZ rank popper and inflator, which means he's better than the 2 Kairas that are popper and inflators. Unfortunate. He is also very good for score attack. I don't know what his skill is, but he's going to be better than Goku Enma regardless. I don't have Goku Enma on my main account, so this is all me just making judgments based off of the first impression and also the fact he's Enma. So, and then the other thing is, Enma doesn't have good support yokai. Enma has, I don't even know if Enma has a score booster. I don't think Enma has a score booster. If you were to use a full Enma team, it'd most likely be Enma Ryo Mizuchi, right? The Dragon King. He's the attack booster. I think there's one other Enma attack booster. You use those 2, and then you're just gonna use whatever other higher ranks Enmas you have. If you have any of the poppers and inflators, you should definitely choose them over Goku Enma if you had them. And then the last thing is, Enmas as a whole they're just so rare. They're hard to get. Most of the time they come out as most of the time they come out in groups actually. There's usually like a couple Enmas per, but they come so infrequently that it'll probably take you like a year to get 5 Enmas if you just started. And they're probably not going to be the higher ranking Enmas. You're probably going to get some of the lower ones like the S rank Enma, and then the Awoken Enma, which is also really good for slingshot and golf. Awoken Enma has a really good skill. He's pretty much irreplaceable on slingshot teams that are full Enmas. I mean, that's pretty much it. The Enmas, and that's pretty much it, yeah. I'd say, like, literally any ZZZ rank every single ZZZ rank that comes after Goku Enma that isn't an Enma tribe will be better than Goku Enma. As long as they're not stunners. As long as they're not stunners. The best thing in this event is probably going to be either the Festive Kengo Benimaru. He's an attack booster for Brave. And also what I'd like to call Tired Whisper. He's just a little bit tired. You get in the missions, you get 10 of him. So you can get 10 copies of him in missions. So if you max them out, you can get a plus 10. Fully limit break version of Whisper, of the Tired Whisper. If you get Festive Enma and you don't get Festive Rine, you have now a popper and inflator. Be usable for, I think, this week. This week has Enma. I don't think next week we'll use Enma. Actually, no, next week's still part of the event. So, yeah, this week, I think next week we'll still have Enma tribe in the restrictions. And you can use them to quickly clear stages if you want. Enmas are cool. I love Enmas. They're really cool. They just kind of screwed them over by making them super rare and giving them all the high damaging soul ultimates. Really, a tribe needs like a good amount of high damaging soul ultimates and support. That's why Tough is so broken, and Brave is also really good nowadays. Brave, when they release both of the Earth Lockers in Yanbo, plus the Undead Dandori, which is a Z rank score booster. Yeah. I'll just crank the last couple coins, and well, that'll be it. That's it for my review of Goku Enma. I'd say if you didn't get him, don't be too down. He's I mean, it's sad, right? He's really cool. They just made him too hard to get, I feel. Because like we know there's going to be ZZZ ranks in the crank, right? Because that always happens. It always happens. And then the next ZZZ will probably be Nyanbo exclusive, so we'll probably have to wait like 4 months, 3 months for another ZZZ, which may or may not be another Enma. Who knows? The current yokai in the current Nyango exclusive is Kenshin Amaterasu. I don't know what version of it. It's like a special version of Kenshin Amaterasu, right? He's pretty good. I think he's heartful. Is he heartful? He's either heartful or mysterious. He's a popper and inflator. He's a full bore popper and he inflates 4. Not sure what his skill is. I didn't look into that. Because I wasn't going to get him. Oh well. Anyway. This is our last 10, and of course we end with nothing. How sad. These accounts will have, like, they don't have anything, so if it drops as new, that's 3 Belfries in a row. Belfry, go home. Go home. Don't come here. I don't want you. Here we have. Oh, I also don't like how they got rid of the gold splatter on SSS ranks. I mean, it's fine if they got rid of it on SS ranks. I mean, SS ranks are kind of garbage now. All of them are garbage, pretty much. Like Dandori used to be really good. Dogushaku used to be very good. They're all kind of garbage. Now, though, if you have better, use better, you know? I feel like I got Oni King on all 3 of these accounts. Well, also, where are all of the tracers? And if you please give us the tracers. They have cool soul ultimates. They may not be good, but they're cool and they're definitely more interesting than regular poppers. I love my new horizontal popper. You see any SSS rank nowadays and you'll just be like, it's gonna be a popper, a center popper maybe, diagonal popper, maybe, you know? Well, I guess that's it. See you guys next time.